Hi, my name is Greg Eifler. I'm a tech coach with the Northwest region this year, and I would like to show you a quick tutorial on a formative assessment app or platform called Quizizz. So you can see the URL up here, Quizizz, Quizizz.com. And so this is kind of a gamified way of presenting formative assessments to your students in class. It's linked to your Google account, so if you're creating an account, you can create it using your Google account. I'm logging in with Google. So I want to give just a very quick tutorial. There's a lot of layers to this, so feel free to explore once you get logged in. But basically, one of the benefits of Quizizz is that you can take material that other people have created and then modify it for your own use. So I'm going to search for a quiz. Let's see, I found one. So I kind of like this quiz. I had searched it up before, so I'm going to select it. And so I'll try and explain some of the features that you see here. Basically, my intent is to use this quiz and most likely modify it for my own use. So these are all the questions this person has built into their quiz. You can do likes on the quiz. It shows how many times this quiz has been played, what the results from the quiz are, what the subject area and grade level are, that sort of thing. This is the account that produced the quiz. These are the types of presentations that you can make with the quiz. So you can do it as a live gamified game within class. You can assign it as homework where students do it on their own, or if it's just for one person, you can play a solo game. And eyeball, you can show answers. So these are the answers that the person that created the quiz has set forth these questions. I'm going to click Edit. So I'm creating a duplicate of this game, and so now this is my quiz that I can actually add, subtract questions, do what I need to do with that. So I'm going to create a new question just so you can see how that works. And this is actually a new feature. You can create questions within quizzes that don't have correct answers. So that's kind of an interesting way of raising the cognitive demand. You don't get immediate feedback as far as, oh, this is correct, as opposed to something else. So I'm going to put in a couple of options. So we have to mark the correct answer for the option that has the least value. You have equation editors. Those are new in Quizizz. You can delete options. Obviously, you have to have at least 2 options for this type of format. Add an image, that sort of thing. Tagging standards actually would be pretty useful. So if I select our state standards, it doesn't look like they have Colorado here, so it's just going to be Common Core state standards. We're going to select just, let's say, 6th grade mathematics. And so I'm just going to tag some of these standards that would make some sense. Tag that one. Again, I'm just quickly doing this, so forgive me if I'm not being super accurate there. The time allotted for the question, 30 seconds is pretty good. 45 seconds may seem a little longer. This is what the student would see on their device when the game is playing. And so I just created that question. So some of these other options that you can use, you can make the quiz private if you need to. The default time You can edit your quiz name. We already tagged some standards. We can import questions from a spreadsheet, so instead of going directly online and creating them, if you had the spreadsheet template, you could type them in and import those, so you don't have to be online to do this. So anyway, a bunch of really cool options that you can use, and I'm going to click Finish Quiz. Okay, so to implement the game or present the game, we can either push it as a live game through Google Classroom or as homework. Remember, live is your in-class presentation where everybody's doing it at the same time. Homework is self-paced. I'm going to assign this one as homework. So right now it says that students should complete the quiz by September 20th, 1:45 p.m. That's basically 24 hours. For the advanced settings, you can make this unlimited attempts. If this is homework, might as well leave it unlimited. Again, this is formative assessment, which can also be used as a learning opportunity. I don't necessarily like showing answers in the game, but I like to show answers maybe post-game. Again, that's up to you. You have a bunch of options. The question timer. In this game, Quizizz is set up that, well, kind of like Kahoot, where you get more points the faster that you give the right answer. So yes, you get points for the right answer, but if you're faster than a fellow student, then you're going to get more points. The leaderboard is kind of that gamified part again with the timer and the leaderboard. You can shuffle the questions and the answer options. I usually like to do that. Music is fine if it's homework. I'm not sure I like that for the in-class. And Quizizz has these funny memes that allow you to kind of add a little entertainment along with this. For example, if I like animal puns, then I can have these show up for both correct and incorrect answers randomly. So it's just kind of a fun feature there. And if I want to assign this to my Google Classroom, which I do, I'm going to call it my rational numbers Quizizz. And so it'll show up in my Google Classroom as this title. I'm not going to give a description. I'm going to schedule the assignment now. I'm going to click Next. And now I will assign the game. So it says I have assigned my game to Google Classroom, and I'm going to switch over to that to see how that looks on the students. And so in my sample Google Classroom, you can see some of the test assignments and everything. So this is what was posted by Quizizz. You can see it has the same dates that Quizizz said it had. And so I have a mobile link, or I have a web link. I'm going to click the web link. And this is my sample student. I'm going to tell it to allow Google Classroom access. And so it recognizes me. And if I wanted to start the game, I can start the game. I have these options down here as well. Maybe I'll try the space theme, or Halloween's coming up. I could do spooky. All right, so we're ready to go. So you can see how this is kind of working. I'm going to save and exit. So you can see how our friend Arnold did on his homework, and he gets kind of a little analysis there. And so he gets to see which answers he got correct and what he didn't get correct. The red obviously means incorrect, green for correct. And so that's good feedback for him. He can also play it again if he likes. And so if I went back into Quizizz and looked at the reports, then I can see what's been going on in my rational numbers Quizizz. I ended the game just so I could see this. It shows the level of accuracy, how many students were engaged in it. I can download a file in Excel, so I can do some data analysis that way. It shows an analysis here. Again, more analysis and how they scored on the standards. Obviously, I only had one standard or one question with the standard attached. So obviously, if you had standards attached to more questions, then you could do more of a standards analysis on that. And so that's a real basic overview of Quizizz.